Hello, Daily Dog Fighters. Welcome back. I'm Brody Self. It's my friend Mikey Fletcher. We're excited to be here and kick off another episode.
It's a rainy, cold week out here in Fort Worth. So, yeah, we decided to take a little time away from, if we can't get a dog fight, we thought we would just talk about what we got going on, what we've been doing, where the app's at. I mean, we're here now at the finish line. It's super exciting.
Yeah, we are. Basically, we've been just putting in work, and we have been trying to get this thing where we think it should be. And turns out it takes a minute to code all this stuff and do what we need it to do. Little background on us. I'm from right here, North Texas, Fort Worth. Basically grew up right here. My parents had a construction company, grew up rodeoing. We both grew up rodeoing. I think 90% of the people know that we know. Some people, it still shocks them because how much we golf and how much we love the sport of golf. They can't believe we were cowboys at one time. And, I'm here and
well, it was an easy transition when, like Brody said, we both grew up rodeo, and my dad was a cowboy, and I didn't really have any other choice. Whenever I quit rodeoing and had to grow up getting a real job, I don't know, I just didn't have, I got that dog in me, so I just didn't know what to do. When I started playing golf, I fell in love with the game, met a golf pro, and he kind of showed me how to play it. Obviously not very good, but I do represent the double-digit handicap community out there. You know, the hacks.
Yeah, you're trying to get down to that.
I'm trying to get. That's. I'd like to be 9. 9 would be a big deal, but 10-6 trending 11 at the moment. But the weather's bad, so that's what I contribute that to. But yeah, it's when I've started playing golf, it just it was so fun and such a good game, such a hard game. I fell in love with it. It was an easy transition, but like in rodeo, it
just came natural. Roping came natural to me as a kid, and I don't mean to say that to brag or anything, but it was just I had a rope in my hand the time I could walk. I feel like my mom's got pictures and in our driveway, me trying to rope a dummy in a diaper. And so that's just all I knew from the beginning of time, I felt like. And once I kind of got done roping and realized that wasn't the way I wanted to try to make a living, I found golf, and it took over my competitiveness, and it was something I'd never done and something I found myself that I could work at to get better. Just through competing with our friends. And from that, it led to us starting Daily Dog Fights because we were trying to keep up with all our bets and scores. And the person in the side of the cart never knew where they stood in the dog fight. And it was just tough. And I hadn't found anything. We looked, and we decided to start trying to build this app. And that's where we are, and we're finally to the journey to where it's about to come out and hopefully be the real deal for what the people want and how it helps them.
Possibly, I just think it's like maybe, we had a smart guy tell us, I won't name drop, but he said, he loved our app, and he gave it to us real. He said, only competition is a scorecard, just because there's no other thing like this, and that's it. And as long as you've got a sharp pencil and a guy that can do Chinese arithmetic, then you're going to be fine. But if you don't, then it's not fun to keep score. We rodeoed, so we always had we basically gamble. You play for something, entry fees, that's the whole, you're playing for something. And so In golf, I wanted to obviously, I fell in love with the gambling aspect of it, but I did think it was a hassle keeping scores. And when I played with the old men, which I'm not an old man yet, but I think that I'm in that demo. And when I play with them, it's like we get done and there's an hour. I got to sit around and wait for $3 and I got to stay because I want my $3. And it's something that could have been, this can be figured out who got these skins in a matter of minutes. And so
really seconds. As soon as you push complete the game, it sends you a text, a notification with that person's link to their Venmo, their PayPal, their Cash App, anything that you want to pay them with. And you can choose that option and set up your profile with every single payment link that you want. And
we were playing the other day and we putt on 18. I get in the car, I put the scores in, and we're pulling up to the clubhouse, which is right around 18. And we're going to go in there and have a drink and order some lunch. And I'm like getting out of the car and he's like, hey, let's go in here and settle this. And I said, it's settled, dude. Look at your phone. And he looks at his phone. He's already got a text. And, he lost $27. He didn't like to hear that, but it was over. We walked in there. Everyone paid up before we even ordered our beer. And it was a nice, fascinating experience. And so
it is. It really is, because too, if the person that is riding in the passenger seat, unless you're, not saying not a sharp person, but you can't keep up with it in your head most of the time. And they don't know what they scored. They don't know what they are down. They don't know what they're up. And they don't know really what is going on. And them being able to just pull up their phone, not try to look across and see how Jim enters and writes his scorecard. Some people keep up with the money from the first hole and add and subtract it every hole. Some people don't add it up till 9. Some people
they
don't
do
add
in the
it up
dot
till,
system. That's terrible. It's. I think it's going to just change the way people play golf. Keep your score. The other day at the country club, when I play with guys from church, we don't really they don't want to play for money, so we just play golf on there because I don't have a rangefinder and I don't know how far I'm from the hole. And so that's probably
now we have that feature that we're integrated with. We have our own white label mapping, and that I think that is, there's a ton of people that don't gamble, but we want to market to the people that also don't gamble, that just want to get on there and use their maps. I go on some trips every year with a group of it's usually 30 to 60 people, and those aren't big gambling people, but they're always on a different platform to look at the map. And I hardly ever use it because I don't want to sign up for another app. I want to use our app. And now we're finally here, and we've been using it a lot here lately, and it's as good as you want. And it's, in my opinion, it's the easiest app to get. Just if you're going to play golf, you don't have to mess with anything. It takes under 15 seconds to set up the game at that golf course, and you can be looking at the map.
Faster than any other, even just a normal golf app that's for the GVIFs. And you can't, and I can, when I'm done, that score still can go to the GIN, correct? Even when I'm playing golf, that score is logged in, sent to the GIN. So it's one less thing I got to do, send my scorecard to the pro.
It already knows what golf course you're at. It already knows which tees you're playing from because it's integrated with the USGA. And it's simple. And that's what we've said since the beginning, is that you have to be able to sign up and set up the game in under a minute and a half on the first tee box. And we built that platform to accommodate your single daily game. And
while you're teeing off.
While you're teeing off, and everybody can be in and invited and rock and roll, and there's no confusion. There's no, like we said, we've seen a lot of arguments on the golf course because people, they don't believe that you're keeping score right. And sometimes it's not right. And that little validation of being able just to pull up your phone and see it
makes you feel better.
And a lot of times you don't, even after your round's done, if you didn't get the scorecard, you really don't know what you lost, how you lost,
right?
Where you lost.
What happened?
What happened?
And then I felt like I had a pretty good day today, and I don't know what happened. Well, like you said earlier, like being able to keep track of, like, golf's hard enough, so you don't need to be thinking about. You ought to, with our app, you can just pull it up. Daily Dog Fights. I can see what I'm up. I can see who my partner is. I can see where I lost a couple holes, and most of all, I can find out where I'm at on the golf course. I can move the pin placement around to where it's at, and I think my funnest thing, the thing I like about that the most is, when we stopped I was in Louisiana, in New Orleans before the Super Bowl, working some claims down there, and through just the chat feature, which they're working on now, is I got a dog fight. I got a golf game with three other, for lack of a better words, coon asses from Louisiana, and we met in Zachary, Louisiana, at Pine Hill or Knob Hill or something.
That one guy made 5 birdies in a row. And
yeah.
I was like, we were talking about it. So crazy enough, the idea, the name Daily Dog Fights kind of originated from someone Mikey knew, but it started as a group of rodeo guys on Snapchat, and we would all be across the country, and our friends would be betting on who's going to shoot what, over or under. And there was people playing in that group every single day, and we were like, we couldn't see it. And it really originated. Now the group is like 60 people, and it could be larger, but every time we're all playing golf, still to this day, people are wanting to know. They're like, scorecard update. Well, now all you got to do is
it went from starting
along.
out, taking pictures of you have to take 40 pictures of the scorecard. And, I think that's when we played the other day, met with those guys, and, 2 of them I'd never met before, 2 I knew, but we all had like-minded interests. So we all wanted to gamble. There was 2 16 handicaps. I'm a 10 and 2 5s, and the 1 5 lit it up. The Milkman and Jack Maxwell played pretty good, but if we use the handicap system provided by the Gin on the app there, and the one pro hit it good and he won 100, and the other pro hit it bad and he lost. And had we not had the handicaps, the pops on there, I think that even the pro that hit it bad, he still wins. I think they both win. We're playing Wolf. I think they both squeak by, and I think that's like why a lot of people don't want to play golf, because they don't feel like it's fair. You have no secretary. Mm-hmm. In rodeo, we have a secretary. I know she's got it. It's legit. I want to check, and you can check, and you can
see the results.
Find out. See the results.
They used to print them in the magazine. If the roping paid $100 a man, they would put that results in the magazine.
See what I won. See what I lost.
They would put your time on there. And with roping, it's kind of like the USGA system. You start from the open and you go down to a number 7 rope, and it goes open, 16, 15, just like that. And
just like the handicap. It's the same system, basically.
Professional golfers would golf in the open, and the 20 handicappers would rope in the 7. And there's not a uniform, it's hard to do that with golf because it takes 18 holes. And a roping, you go to a number 7 roping, they have 400 teams. And you go to an open and there's 40. And so that's why I feel like golf, there's no the handicap system is the only way that makes golf really a fair gamble, because you do get your pop from that person.
You're basically not gambling. If you're not going to give me some strokes, then I'm not doing this. I'm signing up for the slaughter.
They have that in roping also. They have what they call a slide roping, a 12 or a 13 slide. If you're over 13, you get added 1 second. If you're under 13, you get minus 1 second off. If you're an 11, you get minus 2 seconds off. Basically just like getting a pop. And I think that is very interesting. And we'll be going to do some roping, give the people what
they want.
Yeah, give them what they want. We want to, people think it's fascinating when we tell them that we used to be cowboys and rope and train horses. And that's all. I can't change the oil in a truck, but I can break a horse. And that's what I learned how to do. And because we thought that's what was going to make us a living. And, but here we are. Now we're trying to play golf and build a business out of it. When was the moment you thought we were really onto something and we had to go, like, we had to get it going? I mean, we've been on this journey for a minute.
Yeah,
so, like,
I mean, this has been like a 3-year journey. I think when we went and like met the dev team and met with when we started that dev team adventure to start, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to build this. And you had your spreadsheets and all your stuff. And we went on that journey. I thought it was pretty real then, I thought, and I just knew that, the bottom line is before, like in rodeo, if the number system, the handicap is the same, but before daily, it would be just like going to a rodeo with no secretary. It'd be madness. And that's what golf gambling is like out there. There's, thousands, millions of people playing golf every year, and they all want to play for something. Everybody's got that dog in them a little bit. And so we're gonna, before Daily Dog Fights, it's anarchy. And now we can rein that in and make it fun again and make it fair. Yeah. Fair. I think the main thing is fair. And everybody's got a shot. We can play with whoever, Phil Mickelson or Jordan Spieth and a 22 handicap, and we can still hog wallow, and we can still all have fun and still all have a chance. If you play good, with your pops, you're going to win some. And definitely. That's whether it's a quarter or for them guys, probably 250 or 5,000, but that's it. That's where the game is going to change. Is it's going to make people want to play for something, play a game.
Yeah, I totally agree about the secretary thing. Cause I feel like even at my club over here at Mira Vista, it's just, like you say, it's anarchy. Like we have a noon game and a 1 o'clock, we have a scratch and a handicap game. And scratch game, there's a lot of good golfers over there. In the handicap game, you get your pops. The scratch game, you don't, which you can enter whichever one, but you can play with really, like, they split the teams up in the scratch game. So they count like 3 out of 4 or 3 out of 5 balls.
Right. So you're included.
Yeah, you're included, but you're not getting no pops. But they take everybody's handicap and then they divide it A,
but you got
B,
a teammate.
C, D. But yeah, you have a teammate. But also one thing, like no secretary, our golf course, you have to call up there before 11:45. Well, okay, there might be at 11:35, there might only be 2 people signed up. But 11:43, there's 20 people signed up. And you're like, you don't know, okay, well, now I got to haul butt and get up there. Or, okay, well, tee time starts at 12. The last group don't go off 12:50. I don't need to get up there at 11 and spend 2 hours just twiddling my thumbs.
About a whole hour.
We can, there's a lot of, and you don't know that until they walk outside and they got this sheet with a tee in it and they stick it in the practice green and you're like, I'm at 12:50.
This is 2025 when half of these guys are .comers.
They're all using technology.
We're still doing the paper system, which is ludicrous.
Yeah. And that's what we're about to start concentrating on is our country club white label model, to where you can get on our app and you can enter the daily game. Maybe you can pay your fees on there. We're still working on the ins and outs of that, but
that game is going on every day at every golf course in America.
That game is the longest game to sit there and get paid. And it's $40 or $60 to enter. If I'm the first group, that other group that starts at 12:50, now I'm on the other side of that. And then I'm just sitting in there waiting to come in there and be like, oh man, did anybody make a birdie on one? That's the only place I made a birdie. Nope. First one off the box. Birdie's on one, covered. Well, done. See you. I just wasted an hour there too.
And if you did get paid, you wasted all that on beer waiting in the clubhouse for these guys to get done.
Really, if the tee time started at 12 and the last group went off at 12:50, about 1 o'clock, I should know that I won that skin on hole 1.
Oh, right.
Because everybody's played hole 1
before you're done.
Before by the time you're on hole 5, you're like, I got a skin.
I got a skin.
Yeah.
Now I can loosen up.
Yeah. Have a little fun. My fees are paid.
Fees are paid.
It's like winning the fast time at the roping.
Give it a little waggle. Do you think, talking about the scramble, like Is that your favorite form, like the 2-man scramble? Is that
100%.
That's the bloodiest. That's the most fun.
It's just you
on.
and your boy. You're in a cart. You're just,
mad shit talking.
They're over there.
You hate those dudes.
Yeah, you hate them. You're just like wanting them. Like they're in the woods, and you're like, are they moving it? And what are they getting a club? Or are they getting 2 clubs? Are they Del Martin us or what?
Yeah, they get a foot wedge.
Yeah, they get a foot wedge, and and then
watch those motherfuckers.
and then someone just hits it through the trees off the side of the hill, and you know what? They make birdie, and you're just like 100 yards out, and then you're like, oh man, like you're just
how did this happen?
Yeah, how did this happen? And it's just no matter what, every scramble ends that way. The other day we got smoked. Plumb on smoked when we played Kirby and Doc Fletch, and we birdied the last 4 holes coming in to like break even. Yeah, to break even, and we were down. We were playing 25 a man a hole and $100 Nassaus, and we pressed the back max bet, and we were down 600 going in the last like 3 holes, and we grinded it back.
You were on your phone for the first 3 holes, and I was just
I did have
taking on grenades and shrapnel over there by myself. I was like, hey, you might want to get on in this before we get too far away. We can't get back.
Yeah, we can't beat everybody.
But I love the press on the. I like the press on the app for that reason. I get you a little trouble because then you got the press. Now where we tie, we're in this deep.
And the hammer. I threw 3 hammers when I played at Ridgely the other day, and I lost all 3 of them. and I was like, take my hammers away. My hammers are done for today.
Yeah. That's bloody. I to the simplest form of match play, like to where we could probably keep that in my head. I'm 1 up, 2 up, 3 up.
Yeah, if you need a calculator to figure that, you don't need that.
But you still
hammers and carryovers.
I still like it that it
greenies.
has my. If I was playing match play and I won $100, I want that on my lifetime earnings. I want that on my.
I love the lifetime earnings. That's one of the favorite things that we came up with. Is it's not fully complete, but it keeps your own lifetime earnings. I can't wait to get it to where it's like it knows me and you like played each other heads up on our side games. But I probably never get you to gamble with me ever again if that was.
That's a stat I don't want to see for sure. But I do like you could see a guy on there and hey, this dude's gave as good as he's got, or he's getting pummeled. Maybe this is the guy I want to play. I'm hitting it bad. Maybe this is the guy.
A key feature also to another feature that we're adding, that we're going to be able to like find someone to play with. Like I want to see that guy if he's got some history. Like if I'm sitting here today and it's a nice day and I don't have a dogfight and I want to go out and play, but I don't know anyone. That happens all the time. And we're not trying to create the Tinder of golf. We're not trying to create like matches and stuff like that.
Not Golf Bumble.
Yeah, not Golf Bumble. We're wanting to be able to say, hey, $10. I want to play a $5 skins game, a $10 Nassau, something like that. I want to mix it up with someone. Going out there and like hitting it around the course. It's nice every now and then, sometimes you do that. But most of the time, if I'm going to take my time to go out on the course, I'm gonna mix it up, and that's just how we do it. And I think that's how everybody wants to do it. Because what else are you doing?
Even how fun is it when you get paired with another? Because there's a lot of twosomes, and then they get paired with another twosome, and you say, "Well, you guys want to do something? Want to get a game?" Like it's not. We're not trying to play you guys. I'll play with your buddy, and you can play with my buddy. Whatever. And it's when they say no. It's just like you get back in the car and you're like, oh, it sucks. It's just kind of a little, and then halfway through the round, they kind of realize we all aren't very good at this game, about the same amount, and we should have played for a couple of bucks, Yeah,
and it's funny too, whenever someone thinks you are trying to hustle them, and especially on the golf course, because like I think I do. I can just like keep my own composure good enough, and I know at some point I'm going to hit it good enough to make a couple good shots. And like the other day when we played with Pettis at Gentle Creek, at one point I hit it inside of like 5 or 6 holes in a row inside of 10 feet. And he's like, you're just going to go up there and place it on the green. And then I made double the first 2 holes, and then 6 holes in a row I should have made birdie.
Streaky.
And then the next 3 holes I make triple. It's like that's how my golf game is. That's why I'm not a scratch golfer, and I don't really know how. I mean, I wish I knew how to get that, but I don't know how to really be that good.
It's a hard game.
It's a hard game, yes.
But I do love that the fact that you could, like when you look on, you're on Golf Now and you're looking, shout out to Golf Now. If you're looking for, you just see it's just a twosome, and then there's a twosome over here. So I can either one of these tee times work for me, but I'm basically just like rolling the dice. I can get these, these 2 people that I might not jive with, or these 2 people that this is like going to be a great day. And golf is like that. It can be a great experience or a really bad one.
I'll tell you, we went to a golf tournament out at Pebble, and we weren't playing Pebble, and I got the last tee time, single tee time, the last round one day, and I got paired up with, I had on a Blue Jack hoodie, and the guy goes, "Oh, Blue Jack," him and his sons. He's like, "I'm a member at Blue Jack and Oakmont," and right then I knew it was going to be a good day.
It's going to be a good day.
And he took me to dinner. He took me to play golf the next day, and they loved me. And he's like, "Anytime you're in Pennsylvania." I mean, Oakmont's hosting a major this year. He's like,
nice
"Come
track."
on." He's like, "We will. I'd love to have you up here." And I just talked to him the other day. I met somebody that was from up in that area, and I was like explaining to him. We sent the guy a picture, and he was like, "Yeah, that's my boy Joe." And I was like, "That's funny."
Yeah.
Like it was just
that's a network. We're trying to that's what golf is. That's why it's so beautiful, and people love it because in 4 hours, you can play golf with somebody and you can measure the soul of a man. I mean, you know exactly what this dude's about. I mean, pretty much, is he full of shit? Is he a good guy? Does he cheat? Does he not? Maybe a line stepper? Maybe, you can get all that. And it's just nice to be able to, now I can see, you can watch those guys that you met at Pebble playing at Oakmont in their own dogfight and talk smack, and put 20 on Jim doesn't break 85.
Hopefully we get to that point. I think that's going to be, we're going to have to look at like some DraftKings laws and stuff to like be betting on peer to peer. But
I mean, against your fellow.
Oh yeah, I guess
all our betting is.
There wouldn't be no logs of it.
All our betting is simple. It's just you and your friend. It's friendly wagering.
Yep. What is one thing, Fletch, that you think has been like the biggest challenge we faced during building this?
Money, I would say, probably it.
Yeah, that's
honestly the only communicating with coders who don't know a lot about golf, and golf. I would say, look at the rule book. It is really hard. There's a lot of rules, and it's really hard to explain. There's a lot of ways to do it. There's golf itself is just who got the lowest score over 18 holes. And that is pretty boring when we're all playing together for 4 hours. And after 2 of these hours, I know I'm done. I know my day's over. The next 2 hours are just, hopefully I get one good shot. And I think that's where the golf games, that we have, that all these clubs already play. They all already play these games, and they all have their own kind of games. But those games are what make it fun. When I've played terrible for 9 holes, I still got 9 more. I got 9. I got 9 bullets left. Yeah, and this could end up being a great day.
Definitely. I mean, like we've said before, like we call the last 3 holes Amen Corner. That's where the presses happen, and that's where basically you are starting the low man down. And I love low man down. A lot of people don't even know what low man down is, but the lowest guy gets to become the wolf or the picker, and he gets to press, and he gets to either. I love low man down when it starts on 16 and you hit one on a par 3 and you hit it tight. Just like the other day in Vegas, I was down big. Went press, 195-yard par 3. Hadn't hit it good all day. The reason I was low man down. Barrett said, "I ain't never seen you play that bad." I think I shot 96. I hit it to like a foot, pressed, lone wolf, birdie, double. It was like a $1,460 hole, and got me out of the hole for the whole day.
Yeah, just one good hole.
Yeah,
keeps you coming back.
Definitely. The biggest face I think I've had to overcome is the amount of time it takes them to actually do what we want them to do. They've gotten a lot faster, but for a long time, we had no foundation to build off of. It was just building it from scratch. And like, that was something that was really hard for me to understand. I'm like, how does it take this long? Like, what, like, where are these hours going? What am I paying for? Because sometimes, sometimes we see progress really fast, and then sometimes we don't. And that was just one thing that I feel like it was just like that's been the most challenging for me, is the length of time it really did take to get to where we need to be.
We didn't really there wasn't a blueprint either of another app that you could say, well, we want it to be like this. Like, there was just, we're explaining this through your Excel spreadsheets. And
that's basically how we built it. As I
would
just build Express
spreadsheets
and Excel spreadsheets.
Yeah, Excel spreadsheets.
Sometimes, I'm sorry, I'm a little country. I'm from Grandview, as my friend Marcus Becerra said, Joko Mofos. I'm a little country, so my English isn't always the best.
Was this Burleson we're in?
Oh, yeah, we're in Crowley, Burleson, and kind of all mingled together. But we're in Johnson County, aren't we?
South of Fort Worth. I think
we're in Johnson County. That's my favorite place.
A lot of good golf around here.
Yeah.
Fort DFW's got some great golf.
Does have some pretty dang good golf.
And good golfers. Shout out Scotty Scheffler.
So along Bryson this way, we've got to meet. It's been crazy. We got to go on some cool trips, and the length that this has taken, people are like, are y'all just going on golf trips, or what are y'all doing?
Yeah. I just play golf all the time.
Yeah. And man, we've got to go do some really cool things.
During the testing and development stages have been long and hard, but the golf has been fun.
We did some stuff down at Blue Jack with the Rodriguez family. Shout out to them. That was, that's
so good.
Top of the notch. And then I love that. And we got to do last year just off of a random Instagram message. We all went to Augusta. We got to play Sage Valley.
That's my favorite place, by the way.
That was.
If you ever get to go to Sage Valley, don't pass it up.
Yeah.
And it's worth whatever that pound of flesh they want.
Definitely. And here recently, we've gone to like some of the PGA memes tournaments. His name is Travis, and we've become really close with him. And
great guy.
And he's going to basically collab with us, shoot videos with us, and we're going to build our own YouTube channel and like introduce people how we think you should gamble on the golf course, and how we have that in our app to kind of get everybody on the same page of what it's like. And like, you don't have to win or lose a ton of money. Like, okay, maybe all of us are different savages at a different level, but just, getting out there and competing is what we love to do.
Yeah. If you got that dog in you at all, you're going to love it. It's going to be right down your alley.
For sure.
And if you don't, use it for the GPS. Have some fun.
Yeah. What do you think sets us apart in the golf space?
I don't think there's I don't think there's any other golf app like it. I guess there is. I think because of the whole brand, how easy, the speed of our app, it actually works. It's built by people that do this every day and lived it, and for the last 3 years you have, and that's there's nothing fast. The speed of the app, the whole brand of everybody wants to play for something, and just that's it, and that's enough. It works. It's if you have something, if you have a good product, it sells itself. It works great. It's fast. It's fair.
Yeah, I do. I've struggled with thinking, man, is this thing going to work? Because I know there's been other apps they've been trying to get launched, and there's a couple pretty good ones out there right now. I see people using that, but like I I know what they don't do right. And I've had I think we both have had a very clear vision since the beginning of how we wanted this thing to UI and UX for the customer or the player experience. And I feel like we have built that vision to where, like I said, you got to be able to set it up on the first tee box in under a minute. I played with one guy a couple months ago up at Denton Country Club. They used a group app, but it didn't allow them to start games within their own group. There was a 24-person group, but you couldn't play Wolf within your own group. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But we used our app to keep Wolf, but ours doesn't.
For your own,
we just haven't gotten to the point. And mainly it's been because it's really, I mean, we're just for the money part. Like we have been funding this thing ourselves, and it's expensive. And we would love, I mean, we're meeting with someone tomorrow that it costs 3 times as month to build, but they say they can build this whole white label product in 3 to 6 months. And if I can get that done, that is worth 3 times a month in cost, because that's not going to take me a year. And now it's go time, and we got to get it. We got to get the ball rolling even better, even though the ball is rolling now. Yeah,
the ball kind of started rolling, and we don't want to stop it. And so that's kind of why we're taking this time today to just get everybody up to speed of, we're very, very close to launching this thing full on.
Yeah. And there's, it's just it's been a long journey, and I'm glad we are like really, really close to being ready to go. We're actually like kind of waiting on somebody else right now to do a few things. And I guess I say that, but not really. It's ready, but the weather, I guess, is what we're waiting on right now. We've been supposed to go somewhere and do some couple rounds at a place that they're going to give us full access to the golf course and get all this stuff ready for our launch and everything. But we literally can't get up there and play because it's 20 degrees and snowing, and it's not supposed to be where it is. It's just right up the road about 3 or 4 hours. But I mean, we can't get a 60-degree day, and even in Fort Worth, and that's pretty rare in the winter. You usually get a couple cold ones, but it's just been a crazy winter.
We may have to relocate Daily Dog Fights headquarters to Jupiter, Florida.
Yeah, I don't mind that either.
If Dustin Johnson, if you're listening, if you got an Airbnb around there, maybe we could take it out. We could probably start filming this content a little sooner. But what do you think's the biggest surprise that you've got from people that have used the app, like their reaction, like the feature that they liked, that you didn't think, or something that you hadn't thought of?
I mean, the person riding in the passenger seat has the biggest reaction, I think. But I mean, the mapping is huge. I mean, like I said, so many people just use their app just to look at the maps and the layout of the hole. And our map's going to have green reading, flyover. I mean, front, back, center. Every map has that. But I mean, just the greatness of the map is going to be really, really good, I think, too. And that's going to attract a lot of people to just use the app that aren't even gambling. But then, this is kind of fun, even if you're playing just, a different game, like round robin. Very rarely do I see someone that really understands how we play round robin. This is a 4-person game that you switch partners every hole, or you can choose it up. You can set it up as wolf, and you can set it up as 6s. And so it's really a 4-person game that you play with that person, either 6 out of 18 holes, or you play 5 out of 15 with every partner and rotate each hole. And then the last 3 holes, it changes into low man down, and it gives that man the ability to pick his partner and try to get some of his money back. I mean, I think the low man down is so great because sometimes, like you said, like I'm not like you're playing just 18 holes, you're done after hole 3 if you made a triple.
Right.
But you get to 16, you got a little chance to get the competition, and you get to pick your partner. And
that's kind of that and the ease of just pick a game and put your scores in. I mean, it's going to tell you who pick your partner, put your score in, and we'll tell you who won, who lost, and you can follow right along on the scorecard.
Yeah.
I like the round robin game just because I get to play with somebody different every time. And,
I mean, we got basically 9 games, 10 games really. We're gonna add a few more, but we have play golf, which is just watch the map, enter your score, log it in Gen. If I don't know why everybody wouldn't use that instead of having to write it down on a scorecard. Or, I mean, sometimes I don't even write it down on a scorecard. I just enter it in the Gen after I'm done because I know what I made on every hole. And then we got Wolf, we got Skins, we got Round Robin, we have Nassau, we have 2-man low ball, we have Banker, which is a very hard game to keep. We have Match Play, we have 2-man scramble, and we've put Hammer in 2-man scramble too. So I've actually never played Hammer in 2-man scramble. I don't know why, but I think that is.
It might be the funnest.
I can't wait till we do that. That is going to be. We're going to do it at Shangri-La Resort up there too, and they have an 18-hole par 3 course, and I think we're going to film every single game in this. Sorry, that's where we're going in Oklahoma. I just ruined that, but
Yeah, it's okay.
they have
soft launch.
We're going to play. They have an 18-hole rated USGA handicap. 18-hole par 3 course with 5 tee boxes, and it is, when I say I think it's the best 18-hole, I haven't seen many 18-hole par 3 courses, but it is the best par 3 course I've ever seen, and the greens are crazy fast and crazy undulation, and there's going to be some good action, and we're going to film basically 9 rounds on it using the app, and I can't wait.
A lot of gambling, a lot of good gambling, a lot of good smack talking.
Yeah, and PGA Memes will be there. He's our man. Like we're gonna have some outlets to share this on. That is one thing I'm excited about too, because I think also this doesn't work without a face to it. That's I think what other apps are missing. Their own they don't have a following. Like
there's not like a brand. There's
there's not a brand. They're just they work a little bit, but they don't have really they don't have a podcast. They don't have a YouTube channel. They don't know who those guys are. Like we want to mix it up with the public. Like, hey, you know what? Like we'll be here today and we'll play for as little or as much as you want. I'm not saying I'm going to play for $10,000 every day, but I mean, I'll mix it up for a good amount of change to,
play for whatever
you want. I'm not Michael Jordan, but
no, but I'll take if you give me we're playing off for handicaps and it's fair, I'll play for whatever.
Yeah.
You give me a shot. I'll play bad, I'm going to lose. I'll play good,
I've seen it all. And I mean, I haven't seen Michael Jordan gamble and like people like Speed's Hammer Wolf game.
I'd like to go
but
to
I know people that play in it, and I know some of our best friends play in Speed's game and with them and
shout
Romo.
Whoever gets Romo's Speed's game together could, you guys shoot us a DM.
We need that coach.
We'll be there next week. Anytime you want. I don't know who sets that up. That Dallas National, what do they play over there?
Yeah, they play at Dallas National.
It's like Romo and Spieth.
Mm-hmm. Wade got to play in it once.
There's Bryson plays it. He goes over there too.
Yeah, they play in it. Zalatoris, but
Willie,
my buddy Zach Campbell. That's who kind of just a young gambler kid.
Does the Dragon play over there?
They want Dragon to play in it. I heard that somebody said he would back him to play in it the other day.
But I mean, how much you need? Like, what do they play? Like,
I mean, they play, I think 200, 400 Hammer Wolf starting out. Or 200, 300 Hammer Wolf is what
so meaning the lowest amount that you could win is the lowest amount you could lose is $200
per hole.
That's the lowest
hammer.
That's it. That's a best case scenario.
Yeah.
Versus if they hammer a couple hammers and birdie, we're talking 1,000.
Yeah, I know. I heard
1,000 a hole basically.
When Wade went one day and he didn't play very
savage.
good, which is crazy in Wolf because like some days you can be the worst player and win if you're on the right team. And he said he didn't play that good and he won like $3 or $4 grand, and one guy owed Romo like $5 and he like tried to Venmo him. He said, "I don't take fake money."
He wants to have greenbacks, long wheelbase 10s. Yeah, that's why I would just like to. I obviously IRS knows this, but I financially couldn't get in that game. But I would like to roll along next to it and just see the action that's going down. Like I can't imagine it's hard enough from 127 out for me to hit this wedge, which should be the easiest club I got, onto the green. And if we were already playing for 200 and then somebody just hits it on the green and then hammered me, and I think a hosel rocket's coming for sure. Right into the water.
You definitely hit plenty of hosel rockets.
Yeah. And it's crazy. They happen my hosel rockets come at the most inopportune times. Actually, they don't just come every now and then. It's just right when they worst possible shot.
But you're also really clutch at sometimes in partner golf. Your own golf, a little suspect. I have seen some great comebacks, but partner golf, you are clutch at some.
That's why I like the 2-man scramble, because I feel like you got a buddy. Like you got a shot. We can get out of this deal together.
If I could 2-man scramble for the rest of my life, I would do it. And
you know how many times have you scrambled guys that where you're like, I'm better than, we're supposed to murder these dudes, and then one of them hits it OB, and the other guy worm burns it down there pretty good. Then the other guy hits it in the water, and then he knocks it to 4. They just ham and eggs it to death. Oh, and you guys are just hitting good shots in the fairway. Like, oh, we can pick either ball. You got choices. We got options, and you're just getting parred. You're just getting murdered out there because they just sink every putt, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's. Just like that one time we played the Threadgills down there in that tournament. We tied. I'd never done this before in any golf game. We tied 17 holes in a row.
2-man
scrambling. And then I made the birdie putt on 18 to beat them, and they had a closer birdie putt. And
that was heartbreaking. Shout out to the Threadgills. That was one of my finest wins ever.
I love that win. I will never forget that win.
Doesn't matter the dollar amount. I think it was upwards of 800.
It was all carryover.
Like I thought, maybe right out of $1,000.
Yeah, it all carried over.
Yeah, they didn't like peeling that out. But there's good fun gamblers down there at Victoria. All over Texas has got great golf. And the one common denominator is everybody likes to play for something. And the other common denominator is when you pull off the first tee, nobody wants to keep the score. It's like hot potato. You want to keep score, you can keep the money. And they're like, I just walk away. Money. I just turn and walk away and go start swinging my club on the
I see some people that they refuse.
I'm not going to do it. We just won't gamble.
We just won't gamble. Exactly.
Or they do, they'll keep it for like 3 holes. And it's just like, well, I forgot the last 2. Oh, screw it. You know, and it's just, don't even know what we got. And
no, I totally agree. It gets really, it's just crazy because it is hard. One guy's keeping score.
It's hard enough just to remember to keep the score.
Yeah.
Just write it down.
A lot of people can't even count their strokes very accurate. And it doesn't, if you're above 10, it's.
Yeah, when you get up there past, when you get past 7, it is hard.
But they're always like, you're on a par 4 and you're like, oh, what'd you get, bogey? And you're like, oh, you hit it there, then you hit it there, then you duffed it, then you
forget the
3-putted. Oh, that's 6. Oh, yeah, that's right.
You forget the duff is what you forget.
Yeah. But yeah. So what do you got planned? What's next? What do you think we?
I think our next. We probably will talk about it on the next time we get in here. We got the exciting. I think they're collab. I don't know, but 2 guys that I think are like moving the needle. They're great guys, great golfers. We're excited to do something with them, and I feel like they're on board with our app, and we're going to launch then, and we're going to see how this goes. Yeah. And we'll keep you guys posted. It's ready. Download it.
Yeah, it's ready to rock and roll. The maps are on there. The USGA is on there. The
build your profile.
Games are on there.
Keep your score. Keep your.
Just give it a try. I guarantee you will not be disappointed.
Yes, give it a try. You will not. It works. It's smooth. It goes down smooth. It's better than. It's a lot better than the scorecard.
Yeah, it definitely is a lot better than the scorecard.
I think that's probably it. We got a bus tour maybe coming up. We got a lot of exciting stuff. We've been grinding this long, just trying to get to this point, and we're here. So I'm excited. I'm thankful. We're blessed. It's all happening in God's time, just like we thought it would. Obviously not like we thought it would, probably a year later than we thought it would, and a little more money. But it works better than I thought it would almost, you know?
Yeah,
it does. When I look at it,
it's
just
weird
so
now
smooth.
that we're looking back on it. I don't even really like saying this, but we went to the PGA show for the first time in 2023 and we thought we were like so close.
They loved it. What we had there, it was
and it was so bad.
Yeah, what we had there was top 10 new inventions, and I thought when I look back on it now, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe we like left the house with this.
Yeah, exactly. I can't believe we walked outside the house with
but
this.
That's what we didn't want to release it.
I can't believe I loaded this horse up and took him to the jackpot and entered.
Yes, I took a little dribbled horse to the jackpot and wonder why I didn't win nothing. But that's why we didn't release it, and that's why we didn't want to put something out there that we wouldn't use and that we wouldn't stand behind that we know won't let you down.
Yeah, 100%. That is like, we didn't want it to be put out there and then it'd be like, this sucks. Like we just like, I knew that we were going to get one shot, not really one shot, but you're going to get one shot to impress that person to like want to use your app every time you use it, every time you play golf. And I think we have a pretty good whole
and making an enjoyable experience. Yeah,
making an enjoyable experience. And I mean, just making your life easier.
It's just making life easier, make it faster, easier. You already have to, put your score somewhere.
Yeah, if you play any type of game where it's partner, or if you got one side bet with someone, it can. Because I mean, I lose $40. Well, you win 30. And this person wins 10, I don't need him to pay me 10 and then me give you 40. And I just need them to give you their 10 and me give you 30.
The Coonasses love that feature the other day more than anything was the fact he's like, it already divvied my $15 up for me.
And then
he was like already going to give 5 to one guy and 10 to, And then
they're like, oh, scan my Venmo. And I'm like, oh, actually the Venmo link pops up. And with the amount to your Venmo account that when you sign up your profile. So, I mean, that is already just, unless you're one of them guys that got your Venmo tag on your bag, it's not really easy to, then you left or whatever. You can leave as soon as you're done and you know who to pay or how you're going to get paid.
We're open.
And you don't have to worry about it.
Definitely open to collabs with Venmo and Cash App too. Reach out to us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a seamless process. It's fun. It's fun to, I don't know anything about Banker. I think it's the hardest. I think it's the hardest game to keep. It's madness to keep up with. But playing, that's a fun game, on our app.
I wasn't the biggest fan of Banker. I think it works great. I thought it was kind of hard to build and kind of hard to follow or understand if you never played it.
Even harder to follow without the app, impossible to follow. Yeah, not even an option.
I didn't like just like playing head to head versus one person the whole time. Yeah. Like it was kind of weird. And
it's like we're all against you, but we're not all against you. We are all against you, but we're on.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna have to play it some more. I know who's done our biggest integration, and while we built Banker was for him, and he loves Banker. They play Banker at Phoenix Country Club every Friday, and he says, and that's 20 people, and that's what they play.
Shout out to the Phoenix, Waste Management Phoenix Open.
Yeah,
I got a special lady friend brought me a head cover and a Phoenix Open shirt.
Nice.
Pretty exciting. I like a head cover for one of my mini putters that I use to rotate out, or just buy a new one as soon as I go to putting bad.
Yeah.
It's
I'm pretty faithful.
They kept it pretty chill up there this year, though, right?
I don't know. I'm kind of over it. I went the last few years, and it's just, I don't know. I love golf, but going and getting to those golf tournaments is just
getting in.
Yeah, getting in and getting out is just not my favorite. But
I kind of like watching on YouTube.
Yeah, I like watching it.
They're starting like the YouTube.
I love the YouTube.
If they would just gamble, like that, give the people what they want. Pull out your own money, all 5 of you guys. I want to see somebody mad, bummed, or happy.
Let's give the people what they want, because we're about to start doing that. And as soon as this weather gets good, you're going to get to see it. And I can't wait for you to meet our friends and the action that goes down. And I mean,
And we'll play your game. You pick a game on there, and we'll play. We'll come to your course. You show us the day, and we'll play for whatever you want.
Yeah, and we're gonna have some cool people on there. I promise you that. I mean, we've been very lucky. I've been blessed enough to kind of play poker for a living for quite a while. Wouldn't say like I'm a huge tournament player, but I'm pretty much a cash player and
a rounder.
You know, I mean, yesterday I popped in there going to a meeting for an hour and made $400. Like it's what we kind of do. It's just a thing. Yeah. And like I've cashed 16 out of 17 last cash games I've entered. And
that's pretty impressive.
I mean, I think it's a really cool stat. Actually, I'm still pretty impressed with it. But I mean, that's what we do on the daily. Like we're out there, we're rounding it out, we're grinding it out. We're just, we're out here on the grind, and that's what we're doing. And we're going to bring people that are, I mean, some of the best poker players, sports gamblers, rodeo stars, there's tons of cowboy golf. There's tons of, I mean, even not famous people, but people that played in MLB, people that played in the NBA, my country club. And I play golf with them, and they'll be on the channel. They'll be checking it out. Give our YouTube, give our Instagram a follow, comment. You know, we got some cool merch. Got a lot of merch and stuff, and we'll be putting all that out there coming soon. And you know what? Just we want your support. We put a lot of work and effort into this, and we're not here begging for it, but we think you're gonna like it. We got a good logo. Everyone looks at it, they're like, "Man, that's a good logo." And then when I show them the app, they're like, "Damn, that thing! Wow!" I get a lot of wows.
It's a good brand. It's a good movement. It's everybody wants to play for something. Everybody that plays golf wants to have fun, and
and
it's going to make it more fun.
I guess the last point I would like to make is it felt like it did take forever to get here, but everything really has fell into place at the right time and at the right moment for almost 3 years now. And I feel like if we would have launched last year, it would have been too early.
Yeah,
and this year with all that stuff going down at Phoenix, at the Waste Management, the YouTube, I mean, all these dudes getting like club deals, and YouTube golfers are almost bigger than like 90% of.
Good had a golf tournament on Golf Channel.
Yeah, first time ever. They signed 4 professional golfers to be Team Good. Like, the movement has even grown, evolved more in the last year than we would even realize. And I think that is doing nothing but going to help us. And I'm excited. Like, I'm jacked. Like, every day I'm ready to go.
I'm excited too. And just, let's get on board, everyone, and download the app. Tell us what you think.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.